Fellow Americans, ... I need your attention right now, because what you're about to hear should absolutely infuriate you as a tax-paying citizen, as someone who respects our military, and as a proud patriot who believes in this country. For years we've been told, sold even, this narrative that our men and women in uniform are fully supported, that they're given what they need, that they're respected. But now, we're finding out that's not just untrue, it's disgraceful. Mold-infested barracks, families split apart because of collapsing infrastructure, brand new housing sitting empty while our troops sleep in condemned buildings. If you think this is what America's finest deserve, you're part of the problem. But if you, like me, believe our military deserves better, then sit tight, because today we're calling out the dysfunction, the failed leadership, the sheer neglect. This hearing wasn't just about buildings and budgets. It was about the soul of this nation. It was about how we treat those willing to die for it.
All right, Senator Durbin and then Senator Hoeven.
Thanks, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to the panel for being with us today. There's one aspect of the United States military which is not unique but is noteworthy that I have always marveled at, and that is the efforts made to prepare the men and women who serve in your various branches for battle and for service, which include not only your training, obvious training, but civic education as well. But all of our branches of the service have been careful to draw the line when it comes to partisanship and political involvement. And I would say with the time I've been involved in public life, very few exceptions, men and women in the military do not display partisan feelings when it comes to politics in America. This side of the table is largely political animals. That side, particularly those in uniform, we expect to be somewhat down the middle of the road, not involved in any partisan identification activity. General Smith, am I right in that observation?
Senator, you are. We are apolitical by nature.
Why is that important?
Well, it's important to our Constitution because we support the Commander-in-Chief, whoever he or she may be.
Admiral Kilby?
I concur.
Secretary Phelan?
I concur.
I'm glad. I hope that I had dinner Saturday night with a friend who had been in the military for over 30 years, and he said his greatest fear was evidence he's seen of partisan activity in the uniformed military. I hope that doesn't happen. It shouldn't happen. It shouldn't favor my party, their party, any party in that regard. I'd like to say a word, or have you say a word about the quarterdeck of the Navy, which is what we characterize Great Lakes Naval Training Station. It's the only boot camp and primary surface warfare specialty training center in the United States. And in the state of Illinois, we are damn proud of it. I think one of the things that I'm concerned about is quality of life, always. I can recall speaking to a chief petty officer who was transferred from Virginia to Illinois and asking him how his family liked Great Lakes. And he said, I didn't bring my family. I left my family behind in Virginia. I said, why? He said, because the schools here are not that good for Navy families. I think that's changed because that observation was made many years ago. But I'd ask you, Mr. Secretary, when it comes to quality of life, what efforts are you making? What efforts should I be making to address any quality of life issues for those who are part of Great Lakes?
Thank you, Senator, for the question. Obviously, important one to you and one of my top priorities as well, as I mentioned in my opening statement. I continue to visit as many infrastructure bases as I can, and I am examining a number of different things. One, some of the private management of our infrastructure and bases. I'm still trying to understand how that economic model works and what exactly are we paying for. To be honest, I was in Guam and driving by a set of barracks in Guam. I saw a perfectly manicured golf course, and I saw buildings which I thought were condemned, which actually had sailors and Marines in there. So I stopped, went into the barracks, went into two different unaccompanied housing barracks, with mold all over the place, a bathroom that was beyond words. I instructed the admiral there to have our sailors and Marines out of those barracks within 5 days or 10 days, because I had just toured a brand new barracks that we had built that was apparently going to take 4 to 5 months to be inspected and cleared for them to move in, yet it looked perfectly fine to me. So I will guarantee you we are going to change the quality of life. We have initiated with the Navy a full review of the barracks. The Marines did that last year, and we are beginning to initiate changes on that. I've heard the complaint you talked about families not being able, when you have 2 service members, one being deployed, being sent somewhere else from the other. We're going to try to fix that because it is a key to our retention, is their quality of life.
I would
and
just
key to
say,
readiness.
just in the few seconds remaining, what you just described in Guam is similar to a situation we're facing at Great Lakes. One of the privatized military housing communities sat empty because 70% of its units were condemned and unlivable. Imagine that. It strikes my heart to think that the men and women who might have occupied that would be in those circumstances. We can't let that happen. When it comes to access to education, it is one of the highest priorities of all families, including Navy families and Marine families. So it's my priority too. Thank you.
Sir, it's appalling, and we are going to fix it.
Thank you. I want to help.
Senator Dick Durbin opened with a powerful point. The U.S. military, unlike the bureaucrats and politicians on Capitol Hill, remains nonpartisan. And you know what? That's how it should be. Our troops serve the Constitution, not any party or political machine. General Smith, Admiral Kilby, and Secretary Fallon all confirmed it. The military is and must remain apolitical. That's the backbone of trust in our armed forces. And yet, Durbin sounded the alarm. A respected military vet told him he's worried about creeping partisan influence in the ranks. If that's true, we're facing a national security issue. Then came the emotional bombshell. Great Lakes Naval Station, a place Illinois should be proud of, is struggling with families being separated because of failing schools. A Navy officer literally left his family behind due to the poor conditions. That's not sacrifice, that's a system failing those who sacrifice. Secretary Fallon tried to reassure the panel, said he's been reviewing military housing across the globe. But what he revealed was horrifying. In Guam, he found our sailors and Marines living in barracks with black mold, broken plumbing, and unspeakable conditions. Meanwhile, brand new facilities were sitting empty because of red tape. You heard that right. Brand new barracks are vacant for 4 to 5 months of inspection delays, while service members sleep in filth. What happened to common sense? What happened to action first, excuses later? Thankfully, Fallon said he ordered them out of those hellholes within 10 days. Good. But it shouldn't have come to that. He even admitted he saw a manicured golf course next to moldy barracks. That's America in decline, optics over outcomes. A review of Navy barracks is now underway. But we've heard this song before. Promises, reports, headlines. What we need is accountability, not another press release. Durbin closed by pointing out that 70% of privatized military housing at Great Lakes was condemned unlivable, empty, because it was too dangerous. And yet we call ourselves the land of the free and the home of the brave. And let's not forget the core issue here, education. Military families are being ripped apart because local schools are failing. We spend billions on nonsense, but can't give military kids a decent classroom? Unacceptable. The panel ended with Fallon promising, "We're going to fix it." Well, sir, you'd better, because patriots across this nation are watching, and we're tired of broken systems, empty promises, and shameful conditions for the heroes who wear the uniform. If this made your blood boil, good. It should. Now hit that like button, share this video with every American who respects our military, and subscribe to the channel for real talk they won't show you on mainstream media. And drop a comment below. Should politicians and contractors be held criminally liable for letting troops live in condemned housing? We fight for the truth. We stand for our troops. And we're not backing down. God bless our military, and God bless the United States of America.